does the second group interpret the verse in the Quran, this verse 62 in Surah Al-Baqarah, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ هَادُوا وَالنَّصَارَى وَالصَّابِئِينَ. What is their interpretation? God says they receive salvation. Jews, Christians, Sabians, they will receive salvation if they believe in God and the hereafter and they do good. They receive salvation. So how do you explain this? The second group, they say it is meant those Jews and Christians and Sabians who lived during the time of their own prophets. And they adhered to the teachings of their own prophets. And if they believe in God, and the day after they do righteous, they receive salvation, definitely. Jews during the time of Moses, if they believe in God, the hereafter they do righteous, they receive salvation. Christians during the time until the day Prophet Muhammad came, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All those Christians, if they believe in God, the hereafter, they do righteous, they receive salvation, but not after the beginning of Islam, not after the advent of Islam, the arrival of Islam. The arrival of Islam, it's a new version, which you have to update. The followers of other religions, they have to update their faith up to the last minute. And they have to follow the message of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now come to the third group. Third group, they say, no, this verse 62, chapter 2, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ هَادُوا وَالنَّصَارَى وَالصَّابِئِينَ still exist, still valid. But that does not mean you have to remain, or you can remain on Judaism and Christianity and yet you receive salvation. No, this is not the meaning. It means two things. You receive salvation even if you are a Jew or a Christian, provided that two things happen. Number one, you were a Christian, you did not receive the message of Islam. Now there are many Christians living around you. You have friends at school, at work, your neighbors. Good people. They may believe in God. They may believe in the hereafter. They believe that after death there is accountability. There is a day of judgment. And they are doing righteous. They don't do wrongdoing. They don't wrong anyone. There are many good Christians who have beautiful hearts, beautiful intention. They are helping people left and right. I have Christians. I have Christians who are so close to my heart. They believe in God, they believe in the hereafter, they believe in accountability, and they do righteous things. But yet they are Christians. They did not receive the message of Islam. They didn't. And God says in chapter 17, what does He say when you don't receive the message? Does He say you are still accountable or not? He says you are not accountable. وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. We are not going to hold anyone accountable. We are not going to punish anyone unless we send him or her the clear message. If they receive the clear message and still they reject it out of racism, out of arrogance, out of rebellion, then we will hold them accountable. But if they don't receive the message, وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ. There is a principle, there is a maxim. The maxim says the ugliness, the injustice of punishing someone without giving him or her a prior notice, a clear message. You cannot hold them accountable. You cannot punish them. وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ. We would never punish a person who did not receive the message. Now, do you agree with me, my friends, my sisters, my brothers? There are millions and millions of Christians, of Jews, of other religions who are living now. They live in Canada, in America, in Europe, in Africa, in India, in the north, in the south, who did not receive the message of Islam. They did not receive it. They didn't get a chance. Or the second condition, they received the message of Islam, but it was distorted. Islam was portrayed in a bad way, not in a good way. All what they hear about Islam is distortion, fabrication, stereotyping. All what they hear about Islam, lies. They don't hear about the truth. They go to the church and the pastor tells them that Muhammad was a, astaghfirullah, womanizer. Jesus did not get married. Jesus was single. He was focused on his mission. But look at Muhammad. He had 13 wives. Jesus did not kill anyone. Muhammad murdered many people in the battlefield. This is what they hear. So, and those people would not accept. Of course they would not accept Islam. And there is no one to go there to clarify, to tell them the truth. They don't get a chance to tell them the truth. Unless they go to a mosque, by accident. Unless they read a book. But many of them, they don't get this chance. So those people, when they die, a person who did not receive the message of Islam, when he dies, while he believes in God, he believes in the hereafter, he does good, but he's confused, still confused. He did not receive a clear message. Nobody encouraged him, nobody taught him, nobody inspired him. This person, the third group say, this is not me, I'm just telling you the opinion of they say God is not going to punish them. God is not going to help them, send them to hellfire. Now, does this have an implication on our life? Yes, it does. When and where? At the time of marriage. At the time of marriage, many of you, the young generation, you asked me this question. And we've been through this saga so many times. He falls in love with a Christian lady, or she falls in love with a Christian, with a Jew, sometimes with an atheist, sometimes with other religions, no religions, and they want to get married. And the other side, he says, I'm not ready to leave my ideology and my faith. I respect Islam, I have nothing against Islam, but I don't want to convert to Islam. I want to, retain my own faith. So what do we do in this case? You know how many times they came to our Islamic center at the time of wedding, and I realized that the boy is not even a Muslim. Or the girl, she's not a Muslim. They don't tell me this before. And I talked to them. It happened a few times, not many times, few times. And they said, no, sorry, I don't want to convert. I'm not ready. I'm happy with my religion. And my answer was, I'm sorry, I cannot do the nikah for you. Because my religion, my fiqh, my marja', my scholars, they don't allow. They don't allow. Not because of a prejudice, but because you have to be on the same page. You have to be on the same page. From day one. From day one, you have to be on the same page. If you have two different religions, it means you are going to have two different ways. The husband goes to the church, the wife goes to the mosque. Tomorrow they're going to have children. Where would those children go? They follow the father or the mother. They're going to be confused. They're going to be confused. So Islam says from day one, you have to have compatibility. You have to be on the same page. Don't make a mistake that you regret later on. I've seen many people did not care about this. They married non-Muslim women and they lost their children. I have seen in my own community a man who was not practicing. He married a Jewish lady, and then when they had children, his children, they had to go to the synagogue. They had to go to the synagogue. This is something that we have to think about.